there are going to be frickin' monster trucks in Forza Horizon 5, and we will get to that in a moment. But real quick, we're going to first talk about the music stations in Forza Horizon 5, which we got a preview of during the latest Let's Go stream, along with some new gameplay. So in the background, you'll be seeing some gameplay featuring the Aston Valhalla, which looks absolutely gorgeous, as you'd expect. But back to the music. So rather than having just one station that is like a Mexican artist station, all of the stations will feature music by Mexican artists and music that's influenced by Mexican musical styles and so on and so forth, which they talked a little bit about. And if you think about it, it really does make sense, because now you have the authenticity of Mexican sounding music while you're playing the game on whatever station you choose, rather than only having one station in order to get that experience. And I look forward to seeing that in game. So not only do they source this music from artists you know and listen to on a daily basis, but also up and coming artists. They also have some stuff on Hospital Radio, which we'll talk about, that's featured exclusively for them, and they have some specially composed stuff for like cutscenes, which will definitely help make the story feel more engaging when you have like composed pieces that are specifically for that event that's happening on screen. So that's really cool. So they have a team at Xbox that helps them work with labels to get like unreleased music and stuff from up and coming artists. And then they said that they would normally look to like real life festival posters to get inspiration for artists to try and figure out like who's going to be big in a couple years, or you know, who the headliners might be and who would also be performing with that. But whether it was due to COVID or not, they said they didn't really have that for inspiration this time around, and they got a chance to kind of create their own big music festival since there really haven't been a whole lot going on. So I think that's pretty cool inspiration. But we'll go ahead and get into the radio stations now. First up, we have Horizon Pulse. I'm old and I only know a few of them, but I can't wait to check out this music. Next up, we have Block Party, and this I definitely know a few more of, but there's still a lot that I haven't heard of and I can't wait to check out, but I'll probably be bumping this station quite a bit. Then there's Hospital Records, which they have a great relationship with, and if you're not aware, this is basically the like drum and bass soundtrack to Forza Horizon games, and this time around all of these songs will actually be exclusive to Forza Horizon 5, which is pretty cool. And they also announced that there's going to be a like vinyl record of this music coming out, so if you're into that, you can go ahead and grab a pre-order for that, I believe. I don't know where, but hopefully you're all big kids and know how to use Google. Hospital Records will also feature a large part in the new and improved streamer mode, which for most people probably isn't that big of a deal, but if you watch any streamers or YouTubers like this channel, it will just allow for copyright-free music to be played in the background, in theory, hopefully, for the content that you have online without getting a copyright hit. Next up, we have Eterna, which is the new name for the classical music station. There's also apparently a lot of Mexican composers, so there should be some songs you probably familiar with, even if you're not a big classical fan. You'll probably just recognize them. We also have Bass Arena, which should have some familiar names as well. It sounds like they also are going to have some dubstep, which should be super fun to drive to and pop some piñatas to. I feel like this is another station I will be enjoying in Forza Horizon 5. And lastly, we have Horizon XS, and this lineup looks fantastic and is probably what I'll be listening to the most, but Forza always has pretty good music, so whatever radio station you listen to should be good, and you should never have a problem finding music that fits your mood. So can we just talk about how fast the fast travel is? That load time is so quick. Alright, that's enough about the music. On to the cool stuff like the monster trucks. So the showcased event that we got a look at is called Buggy and the Beast, and you're racing not one but two monster trucks down the frickin' volcano to the finish line at the festival, and they are huge. I mean, you're not in a small car here, and those monster trucks are gigantic, so the scale is just pretty darn cool. I'm just gonna let this play in the background for a little bit because this is some pretty fun gameplay. But once again, just take some time to appreciate the visuals in this game. I mean, how amazing the environment looks, the way the new dirt and tire smoke and stuff looks, the sky. I did a whole video on the sky because that's what their first stream was on, because the skies in this game are just gonna be incredible, and although probably most people won't even notice it, it's kind of the core foundation of why the lighting in the game is so good. I mean, we saw a look at that race in the Sandstorm and it just looks incredible. Speaking of the race in the Sandstorm, we got a look at the race settings screen, which I'll show up on the screen now. Look at it! But it should allow a lot of freedom. They said you can make a dust storm in a race to the jungle if you want. They said it'll probably look really weird, but you can do it if you want. So I think that'll definitely be something that will be fun to check out. But I love how much this can change just a single race just by the environmental settings you choose, because if you did it on a clear day versus doing it in the Sandstorm, it completely transforms the race because of your visibility and everything. So very cool. Can't wait to play around with it, and can't wait to get my hands on Forza Horizon 5 in just 3 short weeks. Cool kids, hit the subscribe button. Also, YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so go watch it.